So the first angle that I'm going to draw is, it's called Tangle Flowine, and it just starts with a line. So I'm going to leave slight a bit gap between the each stroke of pen. You don't have to be a very good artist or a somebody who has been sketching or drawing since long time to do a Zentangle. It's just a simple line process. You can start at any age, at any time, and the process is so beautiful and easy that it goes into your brain. It helps you to relax, focus, and smile. Okay, so what I did is I start a stroke and then curved it and brought it to the beginning of the first one, and then mindfully I brought it again to the beginning of the next one. So each these lines that we took in the first step, I'm going to use the top one. Okay, so after this I'm going to take my stroke backwards. Okay, so I'm taking a stroke backwards. You can make it as big or you can make it even shorter, but I want to keep it slightly bigger. Okay, so once again I'm taking a stroke backward and just resting it on the top of the first one. So thereafter what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the stroke here and land it over here. So can we do that? It's very easy. Just bring that stroke and then land it on the top of this. So you can keep it close to this point or you can even keep it somewhere here. Just see how your pen wants to play with you. Okay. Now I'm going to add some flower-like shape here. It's a simple, say about 2 or 3 petals. So right after this movement, I want to start a flower-like shape. So once I complete this row, I'm going to turn my tile and then create a flower-like shape here. This time it's going to be in the opposite direction. And I'm going to imagine, so this stroke coming from here, right? And now the flower pattern comes over here. So it's just a thought of it, how it works. So the next thing that we can do something over here is I'm going to play an inner aura. Okay, so I'm going to define this part more clearly. Just very simple auras, very easy ones. You can see that I have not created one here, so you can do that. It's okay, you know it's possible to commit mistakes. Mistakes are a part of Zentangle art. Since we are not using an eraser, we are not using a pencil, it's all with pen, so mistakes are a part of art. Okay, and we're going to play with that. So now I'm going to aura the whole thing. It's beautiful ribbon like pattern. And since it is a tangle, you can really play with it in many different ways. When you see a pattern is much different from the tangles. Right? So now I'm gonna take some kind of midpoint for me, okay, to draw my Tangle Hoopla-Glee. And I'm going to draw a different variation of Tangle Hoopla-Glee. So you can watch me and then draw along with me. So I have taken my orb-like shape here. And then I'm going to take a stroke and create something like an S or a mocha. So if you know Zentangle's original tangle patterns, mocha. Okay. And thereafter I'm going to go back and create one more line. Okay, and this is going to be a deeper one, and this is going to be a slightly shallow one. And then I'm going to connect this to here. Let's see how it goes. So this is my 2 rows. So this tangle is very funny. I remember that my mom had a towel hanger. It was in my old home, and we used it for quite long years. Very interesting towel hanger it was, and this kind of reminds me of that shape. So now after the each stroke I'm going to add continue. Okay, so you can create as many as you want, but right now I'm going to create only about a 3 of Hoopla-Glees. Okay, now I'm going to draw, and finally I'm going to close this. That's it. So now I'm going to create something like a dot, kind of a teardrop shape. Nicely darken it. Okay, so shall we be a little bit more adventurous, okay, from this point? I hope so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some lines. Okay, so you can see that I'm going to shorter these ends as I go and meet the lines. So this way you can just emphasize any tangle. So very easy and very beautiful to see. Okay, and then I'm going to take the stroke and bring this. So you can see that I'm almost doubling the mocha. I'll take the stroke and then bring it. So let me bring the camera a bit closer so you can see very clearly. So I start from here, take the inner stroke, and then simply bring it down to this end. Okay, Thank you for all the hearts. Okay. And then I'm going to just create some flux like shape, just enhancing this part of the triangle. It doesn't matter how many feathers you want to add to this triangle, because you're already flying. Just taking time to create art, just revising what you know, relaxing. It's a big thing that you do for yourself. And of course, the Zentangle community. It's beautiful to always have. So now I'm going to create some inner aura and then darken it. So this almost looks like a lime pie shape. If you cut the lemon into half, you see some shapes there. So this is something like that. And now I'm going to just add some tipples just to feel good and happy here and there. Okay. Thanks to the monsoon, we have nice mosquitoes. So now I'm going to just create some kind of interesting enhancing designs. You can do anything you want. I like to do like this. So if you have any questions or you want to talk something, want to discuss, you can do that. So now let's start shading. Okay. I'm going to start shading on this part. We'll take slight a bit of pencil. I'm keeping my pencil a bit flatter. So you can see that the graphite comes well. If you are in India and you want the Zentangle tools, you can purchase it from my shop. You can DM me after this class. Just keep some stock of it. Now let us add slight a bit of shading over to this end. I'm really thinking exactly where to put shading. I just put somewhere, Then after I'm going to smoothen it with my tortillon. Right. Now we have this space. I'm going to add some shading over here and then slide a bit here as well. If you feel like, you can just add some lines and dots here. Okay, so just to make it more beautiful. Once you are done that, you can add some dark shade here, just in the inside, where the part where it meets the other. And then I'm going to move my tortillon and give it a depth. Thank you, thank you. So now let's start the shading of Hoopla-Glee. So this one has this depth, all the lines meeting, and I like this very much. So I'm just going to take it all together. Pull out that graphite. And I don't like the sound of this tortillon moving on the paper, but I love it. It's ASMR for me. Okay, Shazia is sending me a request to be on the video. Hi Shazi, right now not really accepting any video request, but we'll do that soon. Okay. It's been my idea since long time. So now I'm gonna put some shading just here and there on this side. Okay, not really bothered exactly where I'm putting some shading, because I don't want it to be all white and too dark as well. Then I'm going to just play with this. Thank you, Pavani. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this little tangling session with me.